The Chicago Blackhawks beat the Ottawa Senators 7-3 in a massive bounce back, gotta have it performance, and I loved every second of it. That's not true. There was a few minute period in the second there that I was not loving it when they gave up 3 goals and the officials looked at a play that was clearly offsides and decided it wasn't offsides, and then the Ottawa Senators got a power play after that. I wasn't loving it during that, but unimportant. Other than that, I loved everything other than the second period blunder where they gave up 3 goals. It was an amazing night, and I have to start this video off. Apologies in advance to the boomers who do not like my trashy music. I forgot again tonight on stream to play my win song, and there were literally people. I ended stream and screamed right after I clicked end because I realized what I had done. But don't worry, you guys are getting your fix of Rich Homie Quan. Come on, 7-3, Connor Bedard hattrick. Him some ain't no telling, do for the paper. I can't hear you. I stake my plate. I'm a smooth operator. That car I'm driving make you feel some type of way. That custom brightly make you feel some type of way. This bitch I'm with got me feeling some type of way. I needed that. The Chicago Blackhawks win 7-3. If you guys watched the post game after the game on Sunday against the LA Kings, I was very upset with the performance, but I said if they have a massive bounce back game, I knew it was a winnable one against the Ottawa Senators. I can live with the performance on Sunday, and boy, did they do that. This crowd at the United Center after that boring shutdown performance from the LA Kings, they needed to see some goals, and they got some goals tonight. There were 4 in the first period. The Blackhawks started. The Blackhawks start was absolutely electric. There's so many guys to shout out. So many. I don't know why I still have these on. There's so many great things about tonight, and so I think the first person I'm going to start with is Matt Grzelcyk tonight. Matt Grzelcyk was the most impressive. I'm kidding. Connor Bedard scores his first hat trick of his career. A 4-point night. He got an assist too on the Donato goal. Wow, what a performance from 98, just showing that he is, in fact, a superstar. I posted on my Instagram story. He is everything you can say about him. Generational, cornerstone, superstar. I believe all of it and more about Connor Bedard. Maybe had a little bit too much fun this weekend. If you saw the clip of him on Twitter, where he seemed to be maybe a little intoxicated, and by a little intoxicated, I mean extremely intoxicated. I love this. This is my 1C. This is my generational talent. Getting absolutely blitzed with the boys on the weekend, dusting off the cobweb, and then dropping 3 on the Ottawa Senators on a Tuesday night. I mean, that is superstar. That is. We're talking about winning Stanley Cups. Like, this is Patrick Kane-esque stuff that we're talking about. Getting absolutely ripped with the boys and then dropping 3 on the opponent the next night. Like, that is what legends are made of. The shot was just on tonight. And also, Linus Ullmark is statistically the worst goalie in the NHL right now, making $8.25 million a year for the next 3 seasons. So Sens fans, best of luck with that. I was walking past an Ottawa Senators fan wearing a Jake Sanderson jersey a couple hours before stream tonight, and I let him hear it. I let him know about the fact that the Chicago Blackhawks were going to win this game. He said, no, Sens. I was like, yeah, all right. I should have said something about Linus Ullmark's contract because that thing is shocking. Anyway, I need to stop talking about Linus Ullmark and continue glazing my Chicago Blackhawks. Louis Crevier played the best game of his NHL career. Louis Crevier was fantastic tonight with a goal and an assist. It wasn't just that, though. It was timely poke checks on the penalty kill. It was physical defensive plays of him just using that massive frame in the corners, squeezing guys off pucks. He impressed me all night long. Only played 15 minutes. That's a guy that I'd like to see play more, to be honest with you. I know he's like kind of dressed as the seventh defenseman. I thought he's been really good for the Chicago Blackhawks, and this is just another guy that is looking like a true NHL player. Like, I know Louis Crevier was a 7th round pick, and he hasn't really been on like everybody's radar, but what he's shown, I mean, last year and then the start of this year, that's an NHL player. You've got something in Louis Crevier. I mean, the size, the strength, he's going to continue to get better at skating. Who knows how good that guy can be? He's got a really impressive slap shot that I talk about on streams all the time. Like, I always want that guy shooting the puck. Him and Vlasic, every time I see them like top of the point, I'm just like, just rip it, man. You've got so much leverage. You're like a catapult with those long ass arms and that like big ass center of gravity. I love when Louis Crevier shoots the puck, and he did tonight, and he had that goal and assist in the first period. I was loving it. And then the second happened, and the Blackhawks fell apart there. Fell apart there. It was a couple of quick goals back to back, kind of like fluky. That first goal was a fluky bounce off the wall behind the net, and it just bounced and ricocheted right off Spencer Knight into the net. That was a tough beat. You couldn't really do anything. But then they score again right after, and then a couple minutes later, the game goes to commercial. And so I'm talking to chat, I'm reading chat. I'm kind of, looking at my computer. It's a commercial break. I'm not really worried about it. And then all of a sudden, I look up and Timmy Stu is on a breakaway all alone. And I'm like, what just happened? What just happened? CHSN, fix it. CHSN, get your shit together. This is inexcusable. I have a coworker who was paying for a CHSN account, but was not able to watch the team for a month, and CHSN was just not getting back to him. And then eventually, a month later, they're like, oh, we figured out the issue. Here it is. He didn't get a refund or anything. He literally got robbed. Like, it's a criminal enterprise. They're just robbing people in broad daylight, going to commercial during, like, it wasn't even a time slot for a commercial break. They're going to commercial. Then Timmy Stu is ripping through the neutral zone on a breakaway, and they're like, oh, we should maybe cut back here. I'm on stream. I've got a clock to operate. You got to figure this shit out, CHSN, because this cannot keep happening. I'm trying to operate something here. I'm trying to operate a stream here, and you're not allowing me to do my job because you're not doing your job. So please, CHSN, stop being so dog shit. Please. Oh my gosh, I had to say my piece about CHSN. That really frustrated me tonight. There was also like a couple of times on the broadcast, like the score bug towards the end of the game. The Ottawa Senators pulled their goalie, and it said, instead of Ottawa Senators net empty, it said Chicago Blackhawks delayed penalty. And I was like, what are we even doing here? Like, was it Nick Hjalmarsson's kids in the booth messing with the controller that we're seeing delayed penalty instead of empty net? Did Nick Hjalmarsson's kid, like, they got Nick Hjalmarsson's kids up there in the booth? Were they messing on the control panel? Did they go to commercial while Timmy Stu was on a breakaway? Like, who's operating this stuff? Genuinely. Sorry, it was too good of a Blackhawks performance to get this upset about CHSN, but that's just kind of how my brain works. It was really frustrating, and I wanted to make a point of expressing that tonight on the postgame. Loved the way the team bounced back in the third. Absolutely loved it. Obviously, Bedard scores his hattie. Donato scores. Everybody chipped in tonight. Colton Dock scored. The defense looked pretty solid outside of those like 5 or 6 minutes in the second. Wait, I didn't even talk about the offsides call. The Blackhawks had everything stacked against them tonight. I mean, that was literally, it felt like funny business. I'm not going to lie, it felt fishy. Apparently, I just don't know the rules to the sport of hockey. That looked offsides to me, clear as day. I guess the thing is if the guy carrying the puck has possession, he can enter the zone before the puck does. But that puck was like 5 or 6 feet away from Tim Stützle when his entire body crossed the blue line. That made no sense to me. I could not believe they did not reverse that call, but they didn't. And then the Ottawa Senators were given the power play. But the Blackhawks penalty kill has just been so solid. Like, you can make those aggressive ass challenges if you're the head coach because you know you've got a penalty kill that's going to deliver for you at like a 94% clip. So you can take those chances in a game. Although, given the current situation, like of the game at the time, the Blackhawks were up 4-0, and then just like that, the Senators snapped 3 past Spencer Knight. I don't know if I would have challenged it just because of like, if you get this wrong, you know, the momentum is completely in the hands of the Ottawa Senators, but you got to tip your cap to the Blackhawks penalty kill tonight. I mean, they did the job again. Spencer Knight was solid again. You just like, I'm not going to glaze him too much when he lets in 3, just because I feel like my expectations now for Spencer Knight are so high, because I just feel like this guy is a bona fide true number 1 goaltender in the NHL. So I'm not going to like glaze him for a performance, which he did make good, big, timely saves in. But he let in 3, so I'm not going to like, you know, I'm not going to gush about him for too long, but it was a good performance from Spencer Knight tonight. But I really just thought that the forwards played really well. I liked Ryan Green a lot on Connor Bedard's line. I think he only ended up with like 1 assist, but he made a play on the Donato goal. He made a play that was just a perfect pass to Burakovsky in the neutral zone. It was an east-west pass, and it completely broke down the Senators. He ended up getting off the ice, didn't get a point for it, didn't get an assist for it. I made a note on stream to be like, that play all started from that pass from Ryan Green. He's just a puck hound, man. He's reliable. There was a play in the first where Sam Rinzel got the puck on the blue line in the offensive zone, like from the point, in made a stick handle and tried taking it towards the net. And Ryan Green just immediately backed him up on the blue line. Rinzel lost the puck, but it was all fine because Ryan Green had the defensive instincts to back up his man who was going to go higher up the ice. I love seeing stuff like that from young forwards, just like the instincts being there and understanding defensive responsibilities and being engaged enough in the play in the offensive zone while thinking about defensive responsibilities. I just love seeing that stuff. I'm a sucker for it. And he's just a puck hound. He wins faceoffs. Ryan Green's great. And he's a guy that, you know, is probably not going to play in the top 6 for very long, but I don't mind keeping him on a line with Connor Bedard for a bit. Look, is it a coincidence that the first time you put Ryan Green on Connor Bedard's line, he scored the hat trick? I don't know. Maybe that's, you know, correlation and not causation, but I think you have to run it back. I think you have to play him up there again, right? Let me know in the comments. Even if Mikheyev comes back, I think you put Mikheyev further down the lineup, maybe scratch Artem Levshinov, which I'll get into in a second. And I think you keep Ryan Green up there for at least another game or two after tonight. Really big fan of Ryan Green's game. Probably is going to be a bottom 6 player, but he's going to be a solid one because he is responsible, reliable, and if he's doing all those things now at a young age, he's only going to get better at them as he, you know, progresses and enters his prime. So a lot of positives from the forward group tonight. Colton Dach, too, scoring a big goal to kick things off, to kick off the party tonight. I love Colton Dach's game. I love how physical he is. I love seeing him in board battles. Like he is so okay with getting the puck along the boards and taking contact. Like that guy is never shying away from contact. I feel like he plays better. He plays better with the puck on his stick when he's got a defender like right on him. It's just fun to watch. It's exciting. I haven't experienced this in so long. Just like absolutely loving every second of Blackhawks hockey. It really does feel like we are entering a golden era, another golden era of Blackhawks hockey, and it's just on the horizon. I can smell it, I can taste it, and I'm excited for it. Artem Levshinov, Sam Rinzel tonight. They struggled. I'm not going to harp on it too much, though, because there was a big argument with me and people in chat tonight on the live stream about just criticism of Artem Levshinov. Look, Artem Levshinov should maybe be in Rockford. Maybe, right? Artem Levshinov has a ton he still needs to learn, right? I think he is very, very early, very, very green. As far as his development journey, I think he is going to be a very solid, very good NHL defenseman. I think it takes defensemen significantly longer to develop, especially when they're trying to do it at the NHL level. So I think Blackhawks fans, if anything, just remember that. Remember how young he is. Remember he's not even played a full 82 games in the National Hockey League. So don't worry, don't tweak, don't be like, we should have drafted Demidov. Oh man, why didn't we draft Demidov? Like you can't do that to yourself every single time you see a young defenseman, specifically Artem Levshunov, make a mistake. It's going to get better. They're working on it. They're working on it with him. Wyatt Kaiser's a great guy to play him with. Someone in chat, Lebowski, oh my gosh, this is the second time I've shouted out Lebowski on my post games. You're welcome, buddy. Lebowski said that Wyatt Kaiser should be paid double for playing with Artem Levshunov, and maybe time and a half for Wyatt Kaiser. I'm joking, but I do think that they're a really good combo, and I think Wyatt Kaiser wants to help Artem Levshunov, and I think that's a great thing for his development. So whether it happens in Chicago or whether it happens in Rockford, I think Blackhawks fans just need to take a deep breath, chill out. There are so many other young players that are flourishing right now at their respective levels that you don't have to completely lose your mind over Artem Levshunov struggling a little bit at the NHL level. He's going to be just fine, just like this Blackhawks team is. I think that's all I've got for you guys. I'm going to be posting videos throughout the week. I'm going to be live streaming the game on Thursday, so come hang out for the live stream. I'll do the post game that night as well. So I'll see you then. I'll see you this week. Thanks for all the feedback and love and comments and stuff on the videos this past week. I've never grown this much on, like I was doing this last year on Chicago Hockey Radio. I've been doing this for a few months. The past few days, the growth on this channel has been unlike anything I've seen. So thank you guys so much for liking the videos and sharing them and commenting on them. It means a lot to me. I really do appreciate it, even though I might not always express that and kind of come off like an asshole. I genuinely, from the bottom of my heart, really appreciate it. So thank you so much, and I will see you guys later. Go Blackhawks.